It's April and we've got cardio arm toning with no equipment needed. Let's go! All right, Killer Bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. And that means that we're gonna get started with some arm circles with high knees. Oh my gosh, that first one always feels so good, doesn't it? You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And today, well, you know what? Today might or might not feel like self-love. I know that you clicked on this because you're like, ooh, arm toning. I definitely want to tone up my arms. I have names that I call my arms, which by the way is just a whole conversation in and of itself. You are not going to hear certain phrases around here about your body parts because I firmly believe that your beautiful, miraculous body is beautiful exactly as it is. But I also know that sometimes we would like to firm and tone, and that is what we are doing today. While also getting a little bit of cardio because, cardio is kind of my jam. You guys, I know that I have billed this as something along the lines of like easy or simple or something like that. Let's go ahead and do some arm crosses with booty kickers. I'm a little nervous about today. I'm a little nervous about the coordination that we are going to require today. And might I say that I am going to require of myself. Here's what it looks like. This is really a very, very straightforward workout. We're not doing a ton of different exercises. And let me tell you really quickly that the reason for that is that one of the best ways to tone your body, especially without equipment, is really to do a lot of repetition. Today is a very repetitive day. We're doing the same motions for in a lot of different ways. So here's the deal. I've got the handy dandy gym boss set for intervals of 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. At the 10 seconds of rest, we're gonna need it because we're really, really, really focusing on our arms today. We're gonna get a lot of reps in. Have I made you nervous yet? But here's why. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. My friends, we're working on something today called muscle endurance, and it is one of the primary skills that we work on just in general. Meaning first, not that it's so important, but it's important enough that it's something that we start with before we move on to things like building big muscular strength. When we work on endurance first, it gives our muscles the ability to do something repetitively for a long time. Long is a relative term, of course. But here's what it looks like. I've really only got 4 exercises, and what we're going to be doing to break things up is to make sure that we're moving our feet in different ways. And this is what I'm nervous about. The coordination of some of these exercises, I'm a little nervous about it. You, my friend, you do you. Don't worry about what I'm doing. You can follow along if I'm doing it right or not if I'm not. We're going to get started with some jack movements, meaning that our hands are doing jumping jacks while we're doing side tappers. We're going to go 20 seconds of work, like I said. So 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. So we're moving quickly. The whole point of today is that we're moving quickly enough that this is a cardio kind of a day. We're gonna get our heart rate up, gonna get, moderately sweaty like we do. It's meant to be a moderate workout, but we're also really gonna focus on feeling the movements in our arms. This is the secret sauce. Here's 10 seconds of rest. What we're doing next, we're actually going to keep doing these side tappers, and we're gonna do front claps, which is exactly what it sounds like. We're gonna clap to the front, and then we're gonna open our hands really wide. Now here's what I want you thinking about. This is the brain-body connection that we're working on today. We're really squeezing from those shoulder blades in order to get this work. So we're thinking about where we feel this motion. I feel it in my biceps, my triceps, the tops and bottoms of my arms, but also, here's 10 seconds of rest, in my chest and my back. Coming up next, we're gonna do door openers. Now for door openers, it's literally twisting a doorknob. We're gonna keep our hands kind of low because I know, so here we go with the side taps, because I know that this one's gonna get kind of burny kind of fast. I called these wrist twists in a couple of other workouts, and I don't remember who it was. I apologize for not remembering your name, but you told me that I think one of maybe your Pilates teacher or somebody else called these door openers. I've never laughed so hard in my life. I thought that was hilarious because it's exactly like opening a door. I love it. 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next, we're still doing these side tappers. I'm just gonna keep doing this. We're doing chicken wings. So our hands are right here underneath our chin. Our our arms, our elbows are flapping like chicken wings. Where do you notice this? Oh, this is triceps, my friends. This is that body part that I know you love to complain about and you love to call names, and I am not going to call them names. We're calling them chicken wings today. Because we're flapping our arms like chickens. Here's 10 seconds of rest. Okay, so coming up next, we're gonna do those 4 things again. The jumping jack arms, the front claps, the door openers, and the chicken wings, but we're doing heel digs this time. So we're doing heel digs while we're doing jumping jack arms. We're gonna do heel digs for all 4 of those arm movements. This is the magic of the day, that our feet are doing something different with each little, they're kind of mini circuits, honestly. But this is where the brain-body connection really starts to kick in, is when my brain has to do this brain-body thing. So next up, we're doing front claps with the heel digs. So we're gonna have hand forward while we're tapping that heel. Oh golly, really be thinking about where you feel this. We're moving quickly, but we're also thinking, and therefore moving a little bit slower because of all the thinking. But notice your arms, notice your shoulders, notice your chest and your back, feeling this work. Excellent, 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next, we're gonna do door openers. And again, you can keep them low, you can keep them high, you can keep them wherever you want to with those heel digs. So thinking about twisting your wrists while we're doing the heel digs. Now this one is a little bit harder to coordinate for me because the twisting is kind of fast. So help yourself to whatever kind of rhythm feels really good for you. I know none of it feels really good right now. I'm not gonna lower my arms a little bit because that got real burny real fast. And that's why we get 10 seconds of rest. I don't ordinarily give us rest on most of our workouts. Coming up next, we're gonna do chicken wings with those heel digs. So hands are just right here underneath your chin. You're flapping your wings like a chicken with those heel digs. You are doing such a good job. And this was not the part that I was worried about just yet. Coming up next though, we're gonna get 10 seconds of rest. But then for our next little mini circuit, we're gonna be doing side kicks. And I'm already trying to think of exactly what that's gonna look like. I think for the jumping jack arms, I'm gonna start with my hands up overhead. Yeah, that feels good. Okay, so we're gonna start with hands up overhead. For side kick, first of all, jumping jack arms. Oh, and all of a sudden, some of that work moved into the lower body too. Those side kicks, really feeling some activation in your glutes and inner and outer thighs. This is the magic, my friends. We only have to use our body weight to get all kinds of toning effect. Okay, coming up next, we're doing front claps, also with those side kicks. I think I'm gonna start with my hands in the clapped position. Yes. There we go. Oh, because this is like wide open side kicks. How did I not know that? You would think that I would practice this stuff. I practice it in my mind, but not with my body. Therefore, I didn't really know what this was going to look or feel like. This is the fun of being me, you guys. I just get on camera and I do fun stuff. Coming up next, we're doing those door openers with the side kicks. Again, this is where I started thinking we were going to have a little, or I was going to have a little bit of trouble with coordinating. Oh yeah, this feels so awkward. Okay, but here's what I want you to think about. Think about your arms even more than your legs. Think about keeping your elbows soft but strong, but extended fully, and really focus on twisting those wrists, opening those doorknobs. Don't worry about how many side kicks you're getting in. Okay, coming up next, we're gonna do chicken wings. Now, chicken wing side kicks, this one I happen to know we've done in at least one other workout. I couldn't tell you when or where, but this one doesn't feel too bad. All right. This is what I think about when I'm putting together workouts, you guys. I'm like, okay, what kind of a benefit are we going to get out of this? Oh, well, we're definitely going to get some arm toning. And then how can I make this fun and also really difficult for myself? Okay, you guys, we are almost done, and now we are done, with the side kicks mini circuit. Coming up next, we're going to do front kicks, which this first one's nice and easy. We do kick jacks. Not all the time, but kind of all the time. So nice and easy. It's a front kick while we're doing jumping jack arms, really thinking about pulling from your shoulder blades, keeping your arms nice and wide, getting your hands up over your head so your biceps are right next to your ear. Having that full range of motion is how we get some good toning. And I know you're thinking about this now. Okay, 10 seconds of rest. You're like, oh my gosh, do you mean that every time we've been doing kick jacks, I've been toning my arms? Yes, you have. Okay. Front kicks with front claps. So, I knew this was gonna feel awkward. They all do, my friends. Here we go though. Really thinking about getting that full range of front and back motion all the way forward and as back as far as you can go. Really pulling those back muscles together. Okay, 10 seconds of rest. Okay, front kicks with door openers. Again, I think the door openers are just awkward, right? Like that's just what's going on here. Is that the door openers themselves feel so awkward and so kind of unnatural, even though it's a motion that we do all the time. But for some reason, trying to do anything else with my feet makes my hands both feel like they don't know how to open up a door. But we lived through it. Okay, here we come with the last one, chicken wings with those front kicks. And you guys, this was the whole circuit. So here we go with those chicken wings. Bark, 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 bark. I can't wait to see what the captioner makes of that noise. It's a chicken noise. Go ahead and just call it Paula makes a chicken noise. But you guys, this was the whole thing. This is everything that we're doing today. So here's 10 seconds of rest. And now we get to do it all again. So we're starting again with those side tappers. And thank goodness, because that one wasn't too bad, right? Like the side tappers round was a good place to start. So here we go with the side tappers. And we're thinking, I know I've been telling you, okay, you're thinking about your arms, you're thinking about toning, you're thinking about getting some good reps in. Now, at this point in the workout, I know you can hear it in me, let's be thinking about your heart rate too. We're keeping this nice and moderate, no matter what your goal is. Here's 10 seconds of rest. No matter what your goal is, weight loss, toning, body shaping, whatever it is, general fitness, all kinds of things, we still want to make sure, here we go with front claps, we still want to make sure that we're not doing too much. Today is still meant to be moderate. Even when we are toning, even when we are working on endurance kind of work, where we get our heart rate up, we keep it up, we keep doing the same thing, we do get a nice burn, we do want to make sure that we're not going overboard. If you are feeling like this is too much, by the way, this is 10 seconds of rest, and then we're going to do those door openers. If you are feeling like this is too much work, like, oh my gosh, my shoulders are just absolutely aching, this is too much for me, take it down several notches, or be done. Totally okay. Moderation comes in many forms. One of the ways that you can moderate is by modifying, like literally doing something different. The other way that you can moderate is by doing a different duration. If this was enough work, then this was enough work. Here's 10 seconds of rest. So it really was enough work. We're doing those chicken wings with the side tappers next, and then sad face, we're gonna be done with the side tappers. I definitely prefer the side tappers with my feet because it is something that I do very naturally. Like, do you find yourself doing that like in the grocery store or something when you're standing in line? Just kind of swaying back and forth. I think it comes, even though my babies are fully grown adults, I do think there's something about having held on to babies for so many years that I just naturally kind of do this. Okay. Coming up next, we're starting with those jumping jack arms again, and we're doing heel digs. So we're gonna start with our hands up overhead. Here we go. Here we go. This one doesn't feel bad. I like the jumping jack arms. You know, we do a lot of jumping jack arms. This is something that I want you to notice in our other workouts. Every time you have your hands up overhead, I know you're always thinking, generally speaking, we're thinking about cardio. Here's 10 seconds of rest. But notice that when you're really focusing on your arms and focusing on your back and shoulders and everything, that you can feel your muscles working. Here we go with front claps with those heel digs. Nice job. When you are thinking about it, when you are paying attention to it, you will notice that we are toning every time we move. When you get up and walk across the room to go get a snack, notice that you can feel your legs, you can feel your glutes, you can feel your core if you pull your core in. You can feel your muscles when you want to feel them, and when you feel them, you're using them. When it beeps again, we're doing the door openers with the heel digs. Awkward, no matter how you call it. I think I'm just gonna call these awkwarders. Because no matter what I'm doing with my feet, this just feels weird. And part of the reason it feels weird is because it's really kind of tough, right? Isn't it funny how such a simple motion can feel so out of my depth? Okay, coming up next, we're doing chicken wings with those heel digs for the second and final time. So hands right underneath your chin, and up and down they go. Paula makes a chicken noise. Really thinking about feeling this in your triceps. The triceps is the lower part of your arm, the part of your arm that I hear about a lot, that gravity affects, that sometimes we see skin there, and this is what happens with our menopausal bodies, my friends. Here's 10 seconds of rest. Okay, now we're moving into side kicks. Side kicks with the jumping jack arms. And here's what I want you to know about your body and the way it looks. Here we go with those jumping jack side kicks, even though there's no jumping today. Your body is a miracle. Your body is amazing. Your body is going to do what your body is going to do, no matter what we want. And I mean that nicely, because what I hope that offers you is a little bit of freedom in your thinking. Here's 10 seconds of rest, and then we're gonna do front claps with side kicks. When you are focused on, I wish my body looked a certain way, or I wish my body behaved a certain way, like I wish the scale would go down because I was losing weight faster, or I wish I would really specifically lose weight from one part of my body and never lose it from another part, or I wish my skin was as elastic as it used to be when I was a young child. Those kinds of thoughts. Here's 10 seconds of rest, and then we're going to do door openers with awkward errors with side kicks. Oh my gosh. Okay, think about it. That's my thinking face, you guys. Oh my gosh, speaking of things I wish my body would do better, I wish my thinking face didn't look like such a thinking face, but here it is anyways. When we spend time thinking about what our body is not doing, thinking about what we wish it would do rather than what it is doing, oh thank goodness we lived through that. Okay, side kicks with chicken wings. We're not noticing all the things our body is doing. I want you to take some time today and really notice what you're capable of doing. Notice that you can pull in your core when I tell you to pull in your core. Notice that you've been able to at least kind of do some of the things that I'm sort of doing here on screen, no matter how awkward or weird they feel. Your body is capable of all this stuff. You guys, oh my gosh, okay. So now we're on to the front kicks. That was the last of our side kicks, and this is our last little mini circuit. Starting again with jumping jack arms, and here we go, with front kicks. Oh, this feels so natural. This feels like something I do a lot. This feels like something that I don't have to think about, and yet, here we are, thinking about it. The brain-body connection, thinking about what your body can do, marveling in it, reveling in it, being so amazed that your body has made it through everything that your body has made it through. When it beeps again, we're doing front claps with front kicks. Here we go. Oh, I think I did this different this time. Oh, this actually feels a little bit better, where I'm not clapping and kicking at the exact same time, where my hands are actually back when my foot is forward. That feels a little bit more natural. Maybe that's why it felt so weird last time. I don't know. Doesn't really matter, because now we're doing it this way, or at least I am. And this is one of the great marvels of your brain and your body. Here's 10 seconds of rest, and then we're doing door openers. We're doing awkward hands. Maybe that's what I'm going to call them next time. Awkward hands with front kicks. When we can just laugh and have a good time and be so amazed that our brain and our body sometimes works like a well-oiled machine, sometimes works like smarter than the smartest supercomputer that's ever been invented, and sometimes like the most awkward thing on the planet when it beeps again. We're doing front kicks with chicken wings. Oh my gosh, for the last time. This is so exciting. Here we go. Now, I know that you are super excited that we are about to be done with this workout. Therefore, I'm going to tell you that we are, of course, done. Oh, we're not quite finished. I know. I've got one more final thing for us to do. We're going to do our arms the same way we've been doing. It's a little bit longer of a finisher than normal. So we're going to do our arms the same way we've been doing, and I've got one more thing to do with our feet. Just going to go through this round once. We're going to do a step back. So we're starting with jumping jack arms, where we step back. Oh, and that feels a lot more awkward. Oh, and that's a little bit of balance. That's why I brought it up. When you're stepping back, really think. All 10 toes pointed the same direction. We're barely stepping those toes back, just enough to throw you off balance, but not so much that we're completely out of the cardio thinking. Okay, front claps with the back step. Okay, I think I'm gonna actually move my arms back as I'm stepping back. So starting forward, here we go. Yeah, that feels good. Step back while squeezing your back. Awesome job. It's actually more like a tap back. I called it a step back. It's not a lunge. It's very much just tapping and throwing yourself off balance, which means that you have to have your core pulled in, which means that you're really thinking about where your body is. Okay, there's no way this is gonna go well. So here we go, door openers with step backs. We're just gonna get through it, okay? It's only 20 seconds. You can do anything for 20 seconds. Oh, and so can I, even on camera. Thank goodness the door opener police are not coming to get us today for, that doesn't look quite right, Paula. That just looks awkward when you do it. Oh well, we're doing it anyways, and we're getting all the benefit of this exercise. Honestly, no matter what weirdness it looks like, when it beeps again, okay, here's our 10 seconds of rest. When it beeps again, this is the very final thing. I don't have any more surprises for us. We're doing the step backs with the chicken wangs. And yes, apparently I have to say it like that. Thank you, captioner, for knowing that I'm still saying chicken wings. But the next time it beeps, you guys, is the very last time that it's going to beep for us today. This, oh my gosh, has been so much fun and weirdness. And a little bit different, right? I know, next time we'll just pick up dumbbells. Let's go ahead and do some arm circles and cool it down. Doesn't it feel nice though to know that you are capable of getting through a workout like that with that many repetitions, that much of difficulty, that much brain-body thought work, and that here we are, a little bit stronger, a little bit more toned, a little bit tighter, a little bit feeling like, hey, you know what? Maybe I can do anything. And that is my favorite part of the brain-body connection. Let's go ahead and open it up nice and wide. Every single workout we do is one more reminder that you and your body are amazing. Give yourself a hug and a pat on your back. You did a fantastic job, no matter how awkward it was, no matter how much or how little you followed along, no matter how much or how little we laughed about it. This was good work today. And you guys, here on screen, I do have a little bit more of a cool down because I know that was more of a cardio finisher than normally. So I have a little bit longer cool down for you if you'd like it. I've also got your daily reminder of the 5-0 method, everything you need to know about losing weight at 50 and beyond. And you guys, click that subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you tomorrow.